What's up guys, YST here and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today, we're on the test server to have a bit of fun with the new rare champion in Prosecutor, who is actually the champion that's needed to fuse Moranics. So you get the 16 rares, you put them into the epics, then you turn those epics into the legendary champion. And I kind of woke up this morning thinking, how cool would it be just to see how her abilities look? Does she kind of shine in comparison to other rare champions in the game, such as Apothecaries, Bulwarks, Bellowers, Cold Hearts, and Renegades? And I actually think she's pretty sweet from a bit of playtesting, because it all comes down to her A2, pretty much. But we'll cover that in a second. Let's talk about the aesthetics, and I think they did a really good job on her in terms of looks. Has a bit of a Shadowkin vibe in terms of like the weapon and stuff, but I'm a fan of it. And when you guys see the in gameplay, how she looks when she's throwing away these daggers, it is pretty fun to see. So alright, what makes this champion cool? What does she do? Now on the A1 ability with the Sap Initiative, can attack one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 20% chance, 30% chance once booked, of applying a decreased turn meter by 10%. Now, it has a bit of a Kinagashi effect, if you guys are aware of that Shadowkin epic. And so it's a low chance, turn meter decrease, could have some use for maybe the Fire Knight or lower stages of the Dark Fae. So pretty decent for a rare. Now on the A2, this is kind of what enticed me to want to do this showcase, and it's Hope Proceedings. So attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance, 75% chance once booked, of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Now this isn't the low version of it with the 15% similar to a Bellower, as you see here on his A2. So 50% chance of placing a 15% decreased speed. Now this is a 30% decreased speed for a rare champion. And what I did was, I actually pulled up hellhades.com. Let me just get it here for you guys. And in terms of AoE champions, so decreased speed AoE, 30%, there's only 5 rare champions, including Prosecutor, as of now, that could do it AoE 30%. And when I was actually reading the kits, none of them do it like the way that she does. So if you have a look here, so this champion in Courtier has a 33% chance on an AoE on a 4-turn cooldown. Alright? 33% chance with no bookable extra ones. Headed to the next champion in Raider. So this one has a, what was that, 25% chance, 45, 50% chance once booked of placing it. So it's very similar, but it's a 25% less chance to place that. Then heading into the next one in Judge. So this champion has a conditional one on the passive, where each has a 30% chance of placing one of these debuffs. So it's not consistent as well. And then we've got a Rock Beast who can do it, but I believe it's a low chance. So attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing the decreased speed, 100% chance once booked, but it's only a 1-turn duration, which doesn't keep that viable for me. Unless you're placing it like once on the Fire Knight, I can see where Rock Beast could come into play, but he's a Void champion. So considering that, she's actually the most consistent 3-turn, 2-turn duration, decreased speed champion from the red category. And that kind of makes her stand out for maybe secret rooms, faction wars, and early game progression for the Fire Knight. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to make you guys go and max up a rare champion and jump the horses. I just thought it'd be fun to showcase that there is an option out there for a rare champion for at least secret rooms for an endgame player for a viable decreased speed AoE rare champion. And I think that's pretty sweet. Now, on the Prosecute A3, attacks one enemy 3 times, places a 50% increased accuracy buff on this champion for 2 turns before attacking, then each hit has a 30% chance of placing a 100% heal reduction for 2 turns. This as well is actually pretty sweet. Now, one place where I think this will really stand out would be the Nether Spider. Now, if you guys are familiar with the Geomancer reflect damage strategy, when you place Unkillable on yourself, you put the heal reduction up, right? And you allow the boss to hit you and reflect all of that damage back. Those thresholds, when you get to the hard, right? Let's just say floor 90 or something. Placing a 50% increased accuracy on this champion and then doing a heal reduction is actually pretty substantial. Now, granted, it is only a 45% chance to place this, or 55%. But that's okay. If you have to do it a couple times just to get it on, that's all right, because not many people have 100% heal reduction in their kits from like epic and below. One that would stand out will maybe be a Venom Mage from the Lizardman, or even a Skullcrusher has it, but I believe it's a 50% on his A1. Let me just make sure here. So a 50% heal reduction, so you're not getting the full value there. So in terms of niche places, I actually think that this is a really solid rare and not a kind of waste of space to have in the game. But you guys let me know. Do you think that she kind of fits in that realm of being able to be talked about alongside people like Apothecary and stuff with this kit as a rare? But all right, in terms of the showcase, we've got a Relentless build because very similar to Kinagashi, I want her to take multiple turns, showcase her abilities, and make full use of that turn meter decrease on the A1 when we talk about the Fire Knight's dungeon. I've not gone for like a super endgame build here. So I went for crit rate on the gauntlets, something that people can relate to. We've got an attack percent on the chest plate, which you can go HP percent if you want to. But of course, she's based on attack, and I want to showcase a bit of damage today. We've gotten speed on the boots to keep her a bit speedy. We've got accuracy, crit damage on the amulet, and HP on the ring. Overall stats here, we've gone for 34,000 HP, 3.4k attack, 1.9k defense, 233 speed. So we're a bit speedy today. 100% crit rate, 144% crit damage, and 316 accuracy. Don't ask me why it's so high, it's just there. Masteries, let me just move myself out of the way really quick. So we've gone down to the offense tree to deal some War Master damage. And then we've also gone down the right side to the support tree, mainly for the sniper. Because it's not 100% chance to land the heal reductions or the decreased speed, it's giving that bonus 5% chance to land those debuffs from skills or accessories, right? So skills or artifacts, sorry, by 5%. We've also got Master Hexer to try and extend the value of those debuffs, and the Evil Eye Mastery to reduce the turn meter on that first hit. Nearly got my tongue in a twist there. So alright, that is the High Elves champion in the Prosecutor, and let's take her for a little spin. I think you guys are going to actually like her abilities. They look really cool. That's one thing I would say. She's a fun champion. Alright, let's go to 12-3 and Prosecutor. Let's showcase your kit, and then we'll take you into some other places. So that is the whole proceedings. So there's the increased accuracy, and boom. And look at that. That is what I wanted to show you guys. It's like a frisbee. She just throws it off. It comes back like Thor's hammer from the Avengers. It's so sick, man. I tell you what, Genzin will be jealous of her. She deserves to be in the Shadowkin. Alright, let's throw those one more time. Alright. Pretty consistent there. 25 seconds to be expected for a 100% crit rate max champion. Alright, so let's go into the dungeons. I actually was up last night prepping this little team for you guys. And we've got an all-rare Stage 20 Fire Knight Dungeons team. So we've got Apothecary, 2 Cold Hearts, a Prosecutor, and a Stun Set Bellower. Now the idea here is to lock off the enemy waves with a Bellower. We've dropped the fence as well. And with the Stun Set, we've got turn meter control from our Cold Hearts and breaking the shield with the A1. And Kinagashi is just going to be there for decreased speed, so the Fire Knight shield doesn't go back up, and also the turn meter reduction and the heal reduction if he manages to put the shield back up. So I think Fire Knight is definitely the dungeon that she shines the most. So there's that decreased speed. We got it out on everybody there, which is nice to see. So there we go. Stun set's going out. Look at that. It looks so sick. I love the ability there. Look at that. Frisbee. That's probably like my favorite rare animation in the game, I guess. There we go. That could have been like a free time hitter there, but she managed to snipe through them. So pretty nice. And boom. Heading into wave 2. Decreased speed going out. We never got any stuns off there, which is a bit unfortunate. There we go. We got a couple on that one. Turn meter decrease. Nice. Drop the fence. We got in some damage out now. AoEs from Cold Hearts coming through. Extra turn. She's just like, take it. Take my frisbee. Nope. Bring that right back. Nice. Boom. Now we're coming up against the finite now in 1 minute and 15 seconds. So free time hitter breaking that shield. Extra turns. Boom. Nice. Now there's the 10 meter decrease. Heartseeker's coming out. Boom. Decrease speed going out, and now we're completely in sync. Drop attack, drop defense, heal reductions, and decrease speed. She's bringing two really crucial things here. Now, if you guys don't have the luxury of having a cold heart, right? Because she places the heal reduction on an A1, and you might have an allure or something like that to help with the 10 meter reduction. I think she's a really cool filler champion to place that decreased speed at a low cost value of rare books. And if you're looking for just that, I think she could play a really good role here. But here we go. 2 minutes with an all rare team. And I know some clan quests where it says, I think beat the finite with all rares or something like that, or from specific factions. And I think in those kind of scenarios, she could be useful for an endgame player. All right, what else did we want to say? The faction wars. So let's go into the high elf scripts. We're going to go into stage 21 actually. And this is a little team that I put together. I don't have like a bunch of rares, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. So I've incorporated one legendary champion in Lysandra just to make her take more turns so you can see more abilities. And then we've got an Arbiter, which is attainable for free from milestone rewards. So I just want to make this like a bit of a budget team, I guess. There we go. Decreased speed's going out, allowing us to take extra turns from our other champions. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. This is probably one of the easiest scripts in the game. But there's not many places where I feel like somebody would use her over somebody else, if that makes sense. So to bring it into these kind of rhythms of these places, I think she's a nice little filler champion, maybe even at a rank 50, to be honest. And she has that turn meter manipulation as well on the A1 to pair with your other champions. And alright then, so we're just coming up against the boss now. We actually had to do a bit of manual play there for the man-eaters because we had so much turn meter decrease and Arbiter didn't want to strip the buffs with the A2. So we're on about 3 minutes. So it's not going too well in terms of this composition because we haven't got any pure damage dealers. And we're kind of just relying on her AoEs and Lysandra in Brimstone to kind of take this down. So here we go. Ooh, we're going to get some True Fears out. Nice little heal there from Apothecary. Let's go. Nice. So we've got Brimstone there on the guy on the right. So hopefully that can deal a bit of damage. Tell me a decrease from the A1. Nice little cleanse. Do you know what? The heal reduction can actually be nice for this boss as well. So let's just keep going through here. Ooh. He's throwing out all of them. All of the frisbees. Come on, she needs to take a turn, that guy on the right. Who is that champ, by the way? I don't even know. One of you guys can let me know in the comments. I've got no clue. All right, nice. Keep it under control. We got a bit of freeze on herself. Not looking too good. All right, nice. Little cleanse. And all right, decrease speed going out. And now we should be fine.
A few moments later.
So around 10 years later, we're actually close to finishing this boss now at 7 minutes. Maybe I should have put a Royal Guard in there, at least. I didn't expect it to take this long, but hopefully we see some nice damage from her at the end here with all of these AoEs. And she did 1.2 million damage, to be expected, but she did outperform everybody else here, which is actually pretty impressive considering Apothecary has an A1 with a triple hit. Lysandra is pretty built for damage, and she had Brimstone, and she had 650k. So, not too bad in terms of damage for the faction wars. The final place that I said that I think should be really cool would be Secret Rooms, and the strategy for Never Spider. So basically, there's a strategy where you use Geomancer to put the burn up, you then put Unkillable on yourself, and then you trigger the counterattacks of the Spiderlings when the boss is under a heal reduction. And I think if you use her to place it on a good affinity such as Spirit on this rotation, I think she'll be a nice champion to put in there for just a heal reduction at least. But I don't have that team set up, but if you check out my Geomancer video from yesterday, you guys can see how that team composition works. But also in Secret Rooms, probably won't be able to beat one, but is it this one? Yeah, so something like this. where you can use like 5 rare champions in rare attack rooms, and I think should be a nice filler to put in those realms to place decreased speed and keep things under control so your other champions can get a chance to like heal off lifesteal sets or other abilities. So yeah guys, that is going to be all for the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know how you think about this champion and how you'd rate her as a rare. That's attainable for everybody at the moment, I guess. Don't run away trying to 6-star her. I just wanted to have a bit of fun and showcase a new rare champion that's coming to the game. So I'll catch you guys in the next one, and peace.